Now, campaigners are accusing peers in the House of Lords of blocking the bill to legalise assisted dying in England and Wales.
Yes, and it comes after Jersey chose to legalise assisted dying for some terminally ill residents in their landmark ruling. Now, speaking to Good Morning Britain at the end of last year, Childline founder Dame Esther Rantzen, who has terminal lung cancer, accused the Lords of blatant sabotage.
Don't tell me that 900 plus amendments is about getting it right. We all know it's actually about trying to sabotage the bill. And what I'm saying to you is, don't try and sabotage democracy. Give us all the choice that you would want yourself.
Well, Esther's daughter, Rebecca Cox, joins us now. Let's say good morning to you. Rebecca, good morning to you. How difficult was it for you and your mum to see Jersey doing what England is at the moment failing to do? I think there's only 5 Fridays left before this bill may well fail. Friday's important because, of course, that's the only day this private member's bill on assisted dying can be debated.
Well, actually, it was wonderful to see Jersey go ahead with what the population had in the majority wanted. It is a sign that people in power do listen to the popular voice, and that is just wonderful. Now people in Jersey will have the kind of death that they want, will be able to choose to die with dignity and without pain and not prolong their suffering and extend the suffering of their family when they'll already be grieving and then in huge amounts of trauma over what they've seen if they hadn't had such a wonderful, calm, peaceful death. So I was really pleased with Jersey. It was a day of opposites, though, because that news comes out, Wales is moving forward, and the House of Lords is stalled in a backward, old-fashioned filibuster, which is destroying a democratic process and is reprehensible behaviour.
We know that whenever the country is asked, polling is always in support of this. We, on a personal level, feel absolutely for you and completely for your mum. You're both extraordinary campaigners for this. But there are others, though, and I want to put their points to you, that have a resistance to the accusation of simply filibustering and stalling. Baroness Burgess says, please stop saying we're trying to destroy democracy. We're just trying to get it right. Tanny Gray-Thompson, you know, massive campaigner for disability, says, look, we've seen this law start out in one place in other countries and then become something else, which she is concerned will lead to disabled people mentally and physically who already feel like they're a burden, being unduly pressured or taking that pressure on themselves. I mean, getting it right is important, is it? Why do you feel that it can be done in the time?
Look, getting it right is so important, and that is why there were 200 hours of scrutiny in the House of Commons. That was why it passed 2 separate readings in the House of Commons. It was debated by medical, legal and social care experts in the field who absolutely went through it. And it's right that the disability advocates are able to have their voice and are listened to, which is why we came up with the bill that we did that had safeguards at its core. And also the committee report that came out nearly 2 years ago. I'm amazed that Baroness Tanny Gray maybe has not seen it, because that shows when a bill starts with the same parameters as ours, which is very reflective of the one that is in Oregon, has been going for 25 years. There is no expansion. There is no such thing as a slippery slope. That is a lie. It's not just a myth, that is a lie. And I'm really worried that somebody has scared her into thinking that this will happen, because it won't. And the evidence and facts show that. And of course, the Hansard Society, which is known for being implacably, indefensibly middle ground, it will not be pushed one way or the other. They have called this a filibuster. They have said this is a filibuster. They've said if it talks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if it tastes nice with orange, it's a duck. And that's what this is. It's a filibuster. Yeah. And therefore it's sabotage. This is not scrutiny. Scrutiny is a few amendments on things you really care about. Scrutiny is not 1,200 amendments, which will take us 14 years to go through on these Friday debates when they're doing an average of 3 debates a session. And they're standing up until they fall over in their ermine.
There is such a thing as a Parliament Act, isn't there, which could be enforced, which means that if it's passed twice in the Commons, then and it's being sort of it's not passing through the Lords, then they can overrule the Lords. It has been used on rare occasions in the past. How would you campaign for that to happen? Who are you speaking to about that? If that is potentially the only way that you can get this through before the King's speech in May?
Well, if it's the only way we can get it through, it's the only way, and we are pushing for that to happen. We are talking to everybody that we can in power. I am working alongside a great campaign group called Dignity and Dying. They have so many things on their website where people can contact their MP. They have letters and forms that you can just send off, and you can show how annoying the House of Lords are being for actually stopping a democratic process. Whether you agree with the bill or not, what they are doing is not part of what they are supposed to do. So hopefully the Parliament Act will go through. I feel exhausted thinking about going back to the House of Commons, but we will do it. We will stand there and we will do it and we will do it. And so many of the campaigners who are alongside me are going to die along the way, but they are going to do it with their dying breath. And I am so proud of them and so grateful for them for telling me their stories and sharing the awful experiences that they and their families have had, because it just keeps us going and we won't stop.
No. Well, we have to ask you, and we want to ask you, how is your mum doing and how are you doing as a family?
As a family, we're great because we live in denial about everything. I mean, who has cancer? No one has cancer. But obviously, seriously, it's a really weird time. As anybody who knows who's got someone that they adore who has a terminal diagnosis, you just live in a state of anxiety between the scans. Mum is incredible. I don't know how she's doing it. She is surviving not only the cancer, but the treatments as well. She is obviously now palliative. The treatments have stopped working. And she is still going, and she is as cross as I am, I believe, about what's going on. She cannot believe that such an esteemed establishment as the House of Lords, that we both venerate, could be acting so ridiculously on this. And to be fair, it is not all of the House of Lords. It is less than 1% of them who are doing this and having this say on our whole nation. So she's furious, but she's brilliant.
Yeah, and she has said, I think, before that she's leaving the door open to perhaps going abroad should that awful moment, that crossroads come to her. And if this isn't a law here, by that point, you know, going to Dignitas or somewhere like that, that's still the case?
Absolutely. I mean, we're in this odd privileged position, if that's the word, whereby she can afford to have the death that she wants and deserves. She will pay £15,000 to go to Dignitas. She will go before she has to. She will go months before she would die here. And she will go alone, because we contacted a criminal solicitor and we said, how likely is it that we'll be investigated and prosecuted? And they said, because we have stuck our head above the parapet, because we have campaigned for other people for this, we knew it would never come in time for Mum. We will be investigated as a family. I will possibly lose my enhanced DBS, which means my work with Childline, which is so important to me, and my counselling work will not go forward. I will possibly lose my job as a journalist. My brother's job as a cardiologist might be in danger, and my sister's jobs as well. And my mum doesn't want that for us. So she is not allowing us to go with her. So she goes alone to die in Switzerland, and she does not deserve that.
It's utterly heartbreaking, and you are such a passionate campaigner, not just for your mum, but for all the hundreds of thousands of people who absolutely back your position. Look, thank you very much indeed for talking to us this morning. Thank you. Send our love from everyone on the show to your mum as well, won't you?
I will, of course, and love to you.
To you.